everyone, and welcome to this online broadcast of the 5th edition of Seedstars Regional Summit. I'm Raita Yao, Community and Event Manager at Seedstars in Africa. We're about to start a Seedstars World episode number 2 in Africa, and you should expect exciting 5 startup pitches from Denko Kunapani, Naytech Solutions, Opower Sierra Leone, Phenomenon Tech, and LADA, and an announcement of who will be a startup finalist in Africa and represent the countries in the finals.
Whatever is worth doing well.
It's not you who, not now, when.
And let your success make the noise.
It's been an amazing learning experience on the Seedstars program.
Thank you, Seedstars, for making our business really grow beyond our potential.
How the selection process of winners at the Seedstars World Competition worked this year. Startups start with filling the application form. After the review, those who meet the minimum criteria get invited to the online Seedstars Academy. Throughout the academy, we monitor the performance of the entrepreneurs as they get assigned to courses and tests. Upon the completion of the academy, startup that score the highest get invited to meet with the Seedstars World team and mentors on one-on-one. As the last step, we invite outstanding experts in their fields as jury members to the online pitching episodes. All those components help us form a solid and complex decision on who Seedstars startup finalists are.
We have an amazing jury that will be helping us join the different startups that will be pitching today. The first one that I would like to introduce is Richard Seshi, founder of Bloomberg Africa. We also have Claudia Macagristo, the regional manager Africa at Seedstars.
Ago, so my cousin went for delivery to hospitals, and just because she didn't have prenatal information in her card, she lost life with her twin babies. Then I created Denko, that is a platform that reminds the date of pre and postnatal consultations and vaccinations, also advised in local languages and French. And also we do manage appointments with doctors. So the problem are based on the ignorance and the forgetting of those mandatory consultations and the difficult access to vaccinations card and medical advices, especially in emergency situations. We propose an automatic reminder in local languages of the appointment and vaccinations, and we computerize vaccinations card and appointment, and we manage appointments with specialists. Our business model is based on subscriptions and advertisement. And now we have up to more than 80,000 users in 6 months. And thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it's a very important solution, right? Especially in Africa. So congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Can you confirm again how many registered users do you have now? Okay, so 30,000 subscription. So I would be just a bit curious to know from you, because I'm not I would not claim I'm an expert in this field. I'm not an expert in anything I usually say, but it seems to me that it's also the type of application for it to work. You have to also educate the people on the importance of this. So I'm just a bit curious to know your journey so far, and how did you get to this many people that subscribed, and how do you actually keep them using the platform? And if you have the information, it would be great to actually understand your retention rate as well. So how many people that subscribed actually use your application right now?
Okay, thanks a lot for these questions. Actually, we use agent. We send agent on field, like in the hospitals or clinics, to explain to women what we are doing. Also, we use local radio and televisions to explain our solutions. And after that, we have a solutions that is really attracting women. This is the the gynecologic education. So we give them advice for anything related to gynecology, and we allow them to ask some questions they have anytime to our doctors, and they have the answer to what they have. So according to that, now it's the women who are doing actually our advertisement. I don't know if I missed anything in the questions.
No, that is fine. And just looking at your numbers, so you made 14,000 in advertisement, 6,000 in subscription. So this is from the people that actually paid for the service, right?
Exactly. This is this is what we have on the last 6 months from now.
And have you made any money yet on the consultations?
Consultations? What you mean?
I thought that you mentioned that it's even possible for.
Yes. Yes, especially in this COVID-19 case, people are using a lot this service because they just take their appointment with the doctors. They could go to the hospitals, or just the doctor can come to see them to their house if the doctor allow this. So it's a service that is really being used right now.
And how are you making money on that service? I'm sorry, Risa.
Yeah. We take 10% on the doctor's fees. For example, if the doctor's consultations is generally 10,000 francs CFA, so we take 10% on it. I can give you in dollar. So we take 10% on it. So as we are partner with many clinics here, so it's again helping us because we have agents directly in those clinics that help our women to get that. So, but they pay by Orange Money. It's mobile payment.
So first of all, congratulations, Fatoumata. I think that's something great you're doing there. Maybe just one quick question. I'm not understanding. So you're mentioning that you have gotten 18,405 clients in a year. But when I see the number of users per month, I'm seeing that they jump out to 88,000. So if you can just clarify that for me.
The next number is the number you are seeing in the graph. It is for like this January. Like in this January, our visibility is to cover those 21,000 users, and up to June we'll get 88,000.
Okay, so those are your future projections.
Yes, exactly.
It is believed that the definition of illiteracy is unable to read or write, but we also want to add to that to say it is unable to read, write, and as well as unable to use a computer. You see, every school in Malawi wants to offer computer lessons to its students to increase their value and attract more students to them. However, most of these schools cannot afford to have a computer laboratory. Some of the schools, they said that maybe they can afford because they have no security, or maybe there's no power at their school. So that's why we bring you ComLab. ComLab is a service that we are offering to schools to provide them with computer laboratory at a cost of a fraction. So we'll be able to offer computer lab to schools without them being able to own it, but just to use it whenever they need it. So the owners, they don't have to bear the cost of buying equipment or even taking care of it. All they have to do is just to give us the students and the room where they will be able to receive our services in. Thank you.
So great connecting here with you. I just wanted to understand what's your traction to date. So basically, did you have a chance to roll out your model in some way? Probably also, I want to understand, so how do you actually, how do you actually, have you accounted, for example, for computer maintenance and damage? Because I understand that you're actually providing the infrastructure up front, and then you actually relying on monthly usage service fees. So how does this whole thing work?
Yes, traction right now we have got later as of today we have 10 schools which have already signed up an MOU with us to say when we roll on this service they'll be able to give us their students to us. And you ask about maintenance. Yes, it's a very high cost to maintain, but in our business plan we have also included that cost of maintenance of the vehicle itself, as well as the equipment that we'll be using.
Not only maintenance, but also damage, because one thing is you're entrusting basically, you're actually entrusting it to, to children and to tutors. So have you really looked at that specifically?
I mentioned that they don't have to own it. It will be us. So their job is just to give us the students and the room. It will be us teaching. So it will be us taking care of everything.
So maybe building on top of that question, and I think it touches on a couple of things already mentioned, but maybe I want to hear it a bit more clearer from you, is what is really the issue? Is it that these schools are not able to buy the computers, or is it that they don't necessarily want to deal with the maintenance and actually teaching the kids how to use the computers? Like, what is in your experience so far really the added value that you are bringing in for them, and the problem
Right. Yeah. So the problem, there are many problems. Okay. Number one, they cannot buy the computer themselves, right? And even if they buy, they cannot even maintain them. Number three, we have issue with here electricity. Power is always on and off, right? So maybe they won't have the class, the power is gone, they cannot do it. So our lab will come with all that in handy, as well as even security. They can even secure the laboratory itself, because many schools, they don't have security guards at the premises. So it's hard to do all those things. That's why they don't do it anyway. So you find that when the schools are closed, they send their students to our office to take them computer lessons, right? And it's high cost because we charge them per student, right? But if the schools are able to offer these services while in school, it's cheaper for the students as well as for the school itself.
So tell me,
Yes.
so computers, they are produced where? Where do you purchase them? And the lab is where? Are you bringing the computers to the school, or do you have your own lab where students can actually come in that are associated to a certain school, university, etc.?
Great. So we don't want to change the school setup, right? We want to bring the lab to the school. So as you heard in my presentation, I said all that we need is the students and the room. The room is there where they are now already learning. So we're just bringing them the equipment which will be used in the classroom, but we turn the classroom as a lab where they'll be able to learn the computers itself.
Okay. And where do you purchase the computers from?
We buy them locally here.
Okay.
We can't buy them outside because they're expensive, but here it's cheaper. So for us, it's better to buy from here.
Nothing is more frustrating in online and distance education than the high cost on internet connectivity and transportation. According to UNESCO, during the pandemic, 826 million students kept out of the classroom do not have access to computers. 706 million students have a pain to internet access, and 56 million live in areas with no mobile networks. Face-to-face way of learning comes with transportation cost issues. Our solution: we combine both radio and television learning methods that guarantee security access to education to provide flexible and repeat broadcasts of lectures from experts, and students can learn from the comfort of their homes without incurring extra costs in transportation. We have a market size of $375 million, and 45% of students enrolled in the online education is a ready market, which sums up to $101 million. We have we have reached 25 tertiary institutions, 19 express interest, and 7 are ready to use our product.
Yeah, Gabrielle, thank you so much for your presentation. By the way, I really like your slides, very clear. so that helps. But I'm very curious to know a little bit more about where are you currently in your development, because I'm seeing there are 7 institutions ready to use the service. So is the service ready to be deployed yet? And my second question, maybe that you can answer straight away, is just to understand a little bit more how the business model actually works.
Yes, business model will go mainly through subscription, monthly and annual. Monthly will charge $25, and annually will charge $200. That's calculated by 1,000 people is over $200,000 in a year.
And sorry, just a quick question between on that. So the $35 US that you're charging on a monthly basis, who are you charging this to? Are you charging it to the, let's say, the beneficiaries, or to the institutions, or how does it work?
This figures is for individual subscription of the individual.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and where are you in the? How far are you in the development of your service?
We are still in development, and we have not reached our prototype yet for seeing.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Great. So Gabriel, I think interesting presentation. So just to follow up with what Claudia said, I also wanted to learn a little bit more about the service in itself. Like, what is crucial in education is to enable interactive learning. So how does it work actually with your television and radio station? Is it going to be only a one-way learning, or the student will have the ability to interact also with the tutors or teachers?
The student will be able to interact with the tutors and teachers when they access the mobile application.
Okay, great. And just to follow up, so basically you're charging $25 per month per individual. So that means if a student wants to use your solution, it's going to pay basically $300 every year. So how does it compare with the average costs of offline school in Sierra Leone? How much basically does a child or an adolescent has to pay per annum for school fees compared to $300?
It will cost like $500.
$500. Okay,
yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm just curious to understand a little bit more about. So I think what I'm hearing, and I think, by the way, I really like the solution, right? I think education, especially in areas where there is no, let's say, internet available, is very important. But then it seems to me, building on what Richard is saying, that if they actually want to interact, let's say, with the teachers, they do have to have, I think, potentially maybe a smartphone and an internet connection in order to do that. So I just wanted to understand that part a little bit more. Is there also a way for those that do not necessarily, or are not necessarily connected, to still have that interactive component somehow as well?
Yes, through the radio, you can make calls, can send text message, and ask questions while the lecturing is going on. And if you are using your smartphone, you can also access it and be able to interact.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thanks. Well, I think it's it is the concept beautiful. I know you're developing it, so I'm looking forward to seeing once you actually start deploying this, how it's going to work out.
Hi all, so I'm presenting Science. Science is a handheld science lab for high school students. So the problem emanates in that thousands of African schools have underfunded science labs, lacking the models which are required for our true applied science learning. As a result, 67% of total exam candidates don't sit for their pure science exams due to the shortage of these resources. So Science is a portable augmented reality lab which can project potentially thousands of 3D science models through a smartphone, increasing learning gains by up to 60%. This reduces the cost of a lab of a $50,000 lab into a $100 lab experience. So this is how big our market can get. We have over 5 million students who are studying pure sciences with smartphone access across the continent. We've, in terms of traction, we became the first Zimbabwean startup in the Google Accelerator, and science has been recommended for adoption in schools by the Ministry of Education in Zimbabwe. In 4 months of launch, we've raised $7,500 crowdfund. We have 2,000 total downloads and 500 monthly active users, and we've been growing at a rate of 30% week on week. We've made also $3,000 in committed sales in that period. So our business model is a subscription, weekly, monthly, or termly. We also have license sales for science in-store smartphone for schools, and also partner with foundations and NGOs so as to expand our product reach.
Very good moment for me to jump in, because I was about to be very curious of who's the team behind this. And since you were supposed to talk about it, this is also my question.
Yes, thank you. So the team is made up of 3 of us. It includes me, who has 4 years experience in the education sector. We have also Yeta Mavunga, who's our Chief Operations Officer with 7 years in digital marketing and 3 years in startup operations. She's operating actually from Ghana. Then we also have Nhlanhla Sibanda, who's our Chief Technology Officer with over 5 years in mobile development, as well as experience in education.
So hi, Nkozana. I think great presentation. Visually very enticing. So I just wanted to understand a little bit more the content. So basically, you mentioned that you're having thousands of 3D models. So basically, where does the content come from? Are you sourcing it? Are you designing it all by yourself? And is the content aligned with the national curriculum when it comes to science subjects?
Thank you very much, Richard. So in terms of the content, we actually develop all the content in-house. All of the models which are used in the lab are developed in-house. And also the advantage which we have, I myself saw this problem when I was a science teacher. So it is actually aligned with the curriculum. That's why it has been recommended for adoption by the Ministry of Education itself.
Okay, great. And how do you see yourself growing your solution? Because I understand you have 3 segments. You basically have non-profit or organization that can actually donate. You have B2C, and then you have schools, obviously. So where do you see the majority of your growth coming? And when do you see yourself actually making money?
So in terms of growth, we're actually growing based on localization of curriculums and content across the Southern African market right now. We're actually expecting to expand into South Africa and Botswana in the 2nd quarter. And in terms of revenue, we're already revenue positive. We've already made $3,000 in terms of sales. So we're already starting to reach that profitable point, although we still need to expand more so that it's easy for us to scale.
Sorry, Claudia, just one last question to build on this. The 3,000 USD, who actually was your customer?
Oh, those are our students who are subscribers of the platform, the parents.
Question from my side. Are you fundraising? And if so, how much are you actually fundraising?
Currently, we're fundraising $50,000 for scaling across Southern Africa.
So essentially, you are the only person in the team, spinning back to the team again, or circling back to that has this science educational background, right? So I'm just, I mean, there's a lot of different sciences. Like, are you some type of Einstein that now knows everything about everything? Like, walk me through the process.
Actually, okay, so I'm actually a trained teacher. So when you're training as a teacher, you select different courses. So my specialization was chemistry and physics. And Nhlanhla Sibanda also was a teacher before he went into full development, and he specialized in physics and biology. So both of us actually have the science background to cater for like the three sciences on their self.
Mm-hmm. So maybe a quick comment, not a question. Really love your product. I think again one of those things that that is really needed on the continent. I would say just food for thought. I think if you keep continuing creating all the content yourself, you're gonna run into, I think, operational issues and growth and skill issues, right? So I think
Yes.
it is something just to consider. How do I actually get other educators in the science field on board to support in that process in like a lean or the most lean way actual possible? Because I think you as the founder, I get it that you're starting out, but I think, you know, to really go to that growth section, you need to find a different way to do that faster, especially as you go into South Africa.
Yes, especially, just a point also on that, I'm not really fully involved in terms of all the content creation. This is more of the core team. So what I do is offer more of guidance, but we do have a content specialist by the name of Brenda Shangari, who specializes in terms of content development. So I'm not mostly full on that because, as you are saying, there's a lot of operational issues which we have to be looking at right now as we start to grow.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oluwatosin. I'm the co-founder of Ladder. Ladder is a platform that democratizes access to investment for retail investors. So our mission is to unlock prosperity for Africans. And that's why this is very important for us to build Ladder. Ladder has access to both global shares, local shares, mutual funds, and savings. Now, there are millions of Africans that lack financial literacy, and some of them also do not have access to retail investment, something as little as starting with $1. And that's why we built Ladder. Ladder is a one-stop investment platform that actually offers this. Now, one of our biggest advantages is that prior to building Ladder, we built one of the largest financial literacy platform in Nigeria with over 250,000 following, educating and teaching people about their money. So we've done the teaching, we've done the education. Now we have a product that they can plug in the knowledge and actually get started with investing. We launched our MVP exactly 2 months ago. We have over 1,000 users and over 500,000 assets under management with an MVP. Now, our team, we have a cumulative of 30 years in experience in investing, financial technology, marketing, and also growth. So thank you so much for having me. I'm here to answer all your questions. Thank you.
So thank you for your presentation. So basically, I understand that you started out as a financial as an investment platform. Don't you think that's a little bit too confusing? Because from what I understand from the financial tech landscape in Nigeria, you really have some sort of specialization. You have piggy bank who's going to do savings. You have Shaka who's going to do, to invest in US stocks and stocks abroad. So this is some sort of specialization with one very clear, with clear messaging on both platforms. So do you think your strategy is coherent here? And I just wanted your own take on
No, that's great. No, that's fine. So now the edge we have is that we've been teaching and educating people for over 3 years. So we know their pain points. We know the problem. So they come to us and like, oh my God, I have like 4 different apps doing 4 different things. I want one place that I'll be able to do all of those things. Now, the beautiful thing is that they can get a snapshot. So they see what I have in savings. They see what I have in investments. They see my budgeting. And that's what we're able to offer them, that snapshot view, because we've gotten feedback from them that, oh, why do I have to have 5 apps just because I want to invest? So we can plug everything together in one place and we can also give them a snapshot.
Okay, my last question would be, I saw that you have a 10,000 people waiting list. So how were you able to build that? And what is your current relationship with financial institutions, so with banks, with mutual funds, and so on? So have you been able to build relationships so far with them and arrange any any interesting deals in terms of how you're actually going to make these products available on a platform?
Great. So I'm going to start with the first question about how we're able to build our wait list. We're able to do that because we're already in the market, we're in their ears. So when we told them in June that a product is coming, watch out, coming soon, sign up. So they just started signing up. They're so excited that finally you've been educating us. Now we have a product to invest in. That was how we were able to build it. So it was a long-term play with us. We've been in the market for over 3 years. We have over 200,000 followers. So it was a long-term play and it was easier to do that. So we're leveraging on a community. Now, number 2 question about relationships. We're able to secure partnership with UBCAP. UBCAP is one of the investment banks of the largest banks in Nigeria. We're able to also secure partnership as well with FBN Cap. So these are strong asset management companies in Nigeria that they are not very strong on fintech. So that way we can both collaborate and everybody wins together.
Thank you.
Yeah, from my side, just out of curiosity, so for me it wasn't necessarily clear. So in the time that you had launched your MVP, did you already have some revenues as well? My apologies if you mentioned that. And then my follow-up question, I'll ask it straight away, would be how much have you raised? How much are you raising?
Fantastic. So now what we've noticed in the market is like based on our charge rate is that we are making 1% revenue. So we have over $500,000 asset under management. So we've made revenue in the space of time of 2 months. Now, in terms of how much have we raised, we've been bootstrapped. We've only raised 8 million naira, which is equivalent to about $20,000 from family and friends. We plan to raise between $300,000 for our next raise, but it's just bootstrapping now from the founders and other co-founders, and also $20,000 as seed, pre-seed or gifts from family and friends. That's what we've raised so far.
So then Kokunafuni, Fatimata, you want to solve a social problem with tech and you have good traction and we like that. But you need to find a way to make your business profitable and more attractive for investors. Natech solution, Moshali, you have a good solution with the purchase of your computer locally, but the current business model is really capital intensive in terms of purchasing hardware equipment, and you should stress more on the competitive advantage that makes your solution unique. Opawa Silva Leon, Gabriel, you have a good solution.
Yes.
You have a good solution to the e-learning business, but you are a very early stage. The service is quite expensive and we would have loved to see more traction. Phenomenon Technology, Nkosana. Your portable lab is a good solution with an experienced team, but you might need to strengthen your business model to make your growth sustainable in the long run. And finally, Lada, Olasinde. You have a good solution and shown impressive early traction and profitability, but be careful about focusing on too many categories of product right from the beginning. And now it's the time. So the winner of Seedstars World Africa episode number 2 is Lada.
Okay, so the founder Tosin is currently under the weather and I'm standing in for her, but then I am so excited that I get to win and I'm sure she's very happy as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for having me express myself or having her express herself. I'm sure she's delighted too.